Hello Capricorn, Capricorn Rising, and Capricorn Moon people. This is your monthly astrological horoscope for March 2017. And a quick reminder for you guys, remember, these horoscopes are meant for the big themes of the month, the stuff that lasts a long time. If you're thinking about day-to-day angles or short-term things, I would really recommend checking out your weekly horoscopes. The first half is exclusively astrology for those of you that just prefer astrology by itself, so there's something in it for everyone. And of course, if you'd like to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com. So we've got a month, that is for sure. And a lot of it is going on with an unprecedented amount of planets moving through Aries, which is your fourth house of home and family. We've got Venus there, we've got Mercury there, we've got the Sun there, we've got New Moon there, we've got Uranus there. We've got a lot of things going on there. So we're going to talk about that a lot. Whenever that happens, again, check your rising. So, let's start off right at the beginning of the month. We've got Jupiter in your 10th house of career, currently retrograde, forming a glorious connection to Uranus in your fourth house of home and family. And there is a big breakthrough in terms of your finances that's going to be coming over the course of the first 3 weeks of the month. In fact, with Jupiter's retrograde, remember, it's talking about finding hidden treasure in your own backyard. It's talking about some kind of unexpected boon. And this is happening from your work, from your career, whether you're self-employed, whether you work at a regular 9 to 5, or you're a contractor, however you actually do your work. And it's actually a big boon for a lot of you, because what's happening is this hidden treasure in your own backyard is giving your reputation and your quality of life at home a considerable boost. This could be coming through a friend, a neighbor, an old collaborator, but we have a huge, big opportunity to, I guess you could say, even strike out on our own and start working on our own and performing on our own in a way that starts to have more pay for us. Some of you may be thinking about starting a new business or giving a project or maybe even an activity or a service that someone you know provides a whirl and find out you're actually very, very good at it. And I think that it would be time to put the groundwork in this month. And either way, we do see a huge boost to your income, and that's what Jupiter retrograde's there for, so I hope you enjoy it. Now we also have Venus, currently, well, not currently, but it's about to turn retrograde in here. Okay, Venus turns retrograde in your fourth house of home and family, the very beginning of the month. And with Venus retrograde, it's very different than Mercury retrograde. Okay, Venus retrograde doesn't play by the same rules. Venus retrograde works on the feels. And there are 3 things to keep in mind with Venus retrograde. Temptation, okay, insecurities, trust issues, and possibly the focus on instant gratification. And all of these things can be a big no-no with Venus retrograde as it goes through a transit like this. And in your house of home and family, this is important, because sometimes this can happen where trust breaks down with family. Some insecurities or maybe outstanding issues with relatives may come up during this time. We may find out that certain relatives are fairly broken-hearted, or that we need to let relatives and family members know where, a relationship style or our way of communicating is not working. The issue is that sometimes Venus retrograde can make people feel crazy and betrayed when they're not being betrayed. They're just not processing news very well. And it can be tough, so you have to handle them gingerly, but still be honest with them during this month. One of the other things I would say with Venus retrograde to be careful of is, again, stop looking for quick fixes during this time. Sometimes we try to make people feel better, we try to make ourselves feel better, without focusing on constructive long-term solutions, because Venus retrograde wants to feel relief right now, tomorrow be damned. That's not how we want to handle things when it comes to our relatives, or any kind of sensitive topic as it comes up this month. After that, we've got Mars, the planet of action and energy, moving into your 5th house of love and romance, and it's going to stay there all month. And with Mars, we have an opportunity to actually turn a friend into an opportunity for love, whether it's becoming a lover with that friend, or that friend hooking us up with a lover, or possibly even all around grouping love with our friends. Maybe it's merging social circles finally, getting to meet our partner's friends, getting their partner to get along with our friends. And it's that bonding in the greater social sphere that makes things all the more passionate, because Mars wants passion. One of the things about Mars in the 5th house, though, that you've got to pay attention to is that sometimes Mars can bring up, a bit of a rush. And it's no good because we don't want to rush relationships during a Venus retrograde. So new people might be in kind of an uncomfortable hurry, and red flags could be flying on accident. Sometimes it's kind of like, okay, we've been seeing each other for 3 weeks. When are we getting married? Are we going to get married? Red flags flying. So be careful about encouraging that behavior in a partner. But with Mars in the 5th house, it is a time to kind of bond and focus on that, again, that strong foundation planting kind of intimacy, the stuff that will make a relationship last the test of time, if that's what we really want. It's going to be there all month. After that, we've got a full moon in Virgo, in your 9th house of spirituality, your higher education, government and legal proceedings, as well as travel. And a lot of you may be actually closing up a relationship with an academic institution. Maybe we're finding an opportunity for early graduation. Maybe we're thinking about changing schools or changing our vocational training. Maybe we're shifting spiritual groups, or changing churches, or changing a little bit something about our spiritual path so it better suits us. This could also be a great time for, again, closing any outstanding legal or government situations you have going on, paper pushing, and bringing them all to a satisfactory conclusion as well. So if there's anything pending you've been waiting on, or big moves you've been trying to make but haven't found an opportunity to do, this is where this full moon is going to be helping you close and clear all obstacles to whatever that fruition is supposed to be. After that, we've got Mercury and the Sun moving into that 4th house of home and family. And this I really like because, again, it kind of takes the edge off the Venus retrograde and allows people to work through any issues that come up with a clear head and with a willingness to succeed and work on it. Not, because some people, alone with Venus retrograde, they don't want to do constructive work. Sometimes it's like even when I do horoscopes, some people can't hear good news and bad news at the same time. They can't hold on to both messages at the same time. And I think that that's what you might be dealing with as well when it comes to the Venus retrograde. Now, luckily, with Mercury and the Sun there at the last 2 weeks of this month, a lot of you are going to have people much more ready, willing, and able to work on a second chance, do a lot of healing when it comes to your relatives. And with Mercury, we could be opening up a lot of doors and tearing down a lot of communication walls. This can also be great for those of you who are house hunters, because this Mercury is saying, look, we're going to find a new opportunity right away. If we're trying to speed this up, we're trying to find a new place to move because it's closer to work, we're trying to ease our commute, we're trying to take the edge off there. This is what you want to have. In fact, a new moon is falling in this part of your chart, and you may actually find that a new place to live, if that's what you're looking to do, or just simply trying to bring spruce up the house in a whole new way, get some construction underway, all those kinds of things. This is going to work out quite nicely. But again, Venus retrograde, don't do too much cosmetic work on the house until Venus retrograde moves away in early April. So if you can just kind of get the planning done, that's fine. This new moon can also indicate a time where a new relationship with a family member starts to blossom in a much better way. We could be actually turning a relative that we used to consider an enemy into a friend. There may actually be a way for a new era to begin all around. And bringing all these people back into our space may even also be a great foundation to start inviting love into this space. We may even be talking about taking love to the next level once Venus retrograde has left and gone direct in April. But we may actually still have that opportunity on the table nonetheless, and people are ready, willing, and able to, in spite of any kind of awkwardness or discomfort, still have these constructive and healthy dialogues. Finally, at the end of the month, we've got Mercury moving into your 5th house of love and romance, Taurus, and here we go. This is where things start to really speed up and rev up. And with Mercury, for the most part, this is the April aspect, but it does affect the last couple of days of this month, you can expect your partner kind of getting a bit antsy, or perhaps even a crush getting a bit antsy. Now remember, Mars is there also pushing the rush, so be careful about that. But it is flattering, it is sweet, and you can trust that their feelings about this and wanting it that bad are sincere. For those of you who are currently, in a relationship, you may be noticing that your partner is kind of hurrying along a new plan that the two of you want to have together, or trying to push for something the two of you have been trying to get done together, or set the groundwork for it, whether, again, it's a move with that new moon in the 4th house, or maybe it's, having a child, getting a pet, doing something differently with the relationship to hurry things along to a better bonding opportunity. Again, don't focus on quick fixes with Venus retrograde, but at the same time, we are also talking about Mercury here, and Mercury can outsmart her with the plan for long-term solutions. Alright? So, looks like all in all, in spite of it, it's still a good month, and I hope you have one. And thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Please like, share, and subscribe if you did enjoy this video. And if you'd like to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.